It's finally happening. AMD is making progress against Nvidia in the AI market. In this video, I'm going to share with you the steps AMD has taken, the wins that it achieved in the most recent quarter, and how AMD is closing the gap between itself and Nvidia in the AI market, which of course you probably already know Nvidia has been dominating so far. So let's get into these details.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
All right, so in the latest quarterly conference call, Dr. Lisa Su, CEO of AMD, highlighted how AMD has made progress in the AI market. For the fourth quarter, its revenue increased by 10% to 6.2 billion. That was driven by significant double-digit percentage growth in their data center and client segments. Data center segments is really where the growth in AI is housed. The company launched their next generation Instinct AI accelerators and maintained their position as the industry's largest provider of adaptive computing solutions. The data center segment revenue grew 38% year over year, despite the fact that the business only grew 10% year over year. So AMD is experiencing a bit of a two-sided growth here, where one part of its business, the part that serves companies trying to develop and implement AI, grew very nicely in Q4, and the other segments of the business, especially gaming, decreased year over year in the most recent quarter. So Amazon, Alibaba, Google, Microsoft, and Oracle brought more than 55 AMD-powered AI, HPC, and general-purpose cloud instances into preview or general availability in the fourth quarter. Those are major clients for AMD to make progress, make inroads with, and they expect this number to grow in 2024. So over the last few quarters, I've been highlighting how Nvidia has been dominating in this space so far, but that clients are looking for an alternative. Clients do not like to have one player be dominant, regardless of the industry, regardless of the company. That's too much risk for a company to rely on one supplier, the way that many companies trying to implement AI have had to rely on Nvidia for the GPUs lately. So these clients are happy and even encouraging AMD to expand its capability, to expand its production, expand the supply, so that they can grow to rival Nvidia, if not being at the same level, but at least providing a challenge. That way they have something else to look to, some other provider, and that way it decreases the risk of relying just solely on Nvidia. And you can see here, Nvidia's revenue growth over the trailing 12-month period. Look at how Nvidia has exploded here in mid-2023, right about the time when companies really started to ramp up their deployments and developments of artificial intelligence technology. Revenue growing from a little over 25 billion all the way up to 44 billion. Meanwhile, AMD has yet to achieve that kind of explosive growth, and it's unlikely to happen in the first quarter of 2024 either, because of the factor I mentioned already, in that while AMD's AI business is growing very nicely, the gaming segment and the other segments are not growing as strongly as its AI segment. So customer excitement for our upcoming Turin family of EPYC processors is very strong, and this is just a drop-in replacement for existing 4th gen EPYC platforms. The fact that it's easily dropped in and replaced makes it easier for clients to upgrade this technology without facing too much downtime, too much switching costs. They can just upgrade, drop it in, and they're good to go. Their data center GPU business accelerated significantly in the quarter, driven by a faster ramp of their MI300X with the AI customers. Customer response to MI300 has been overwhelmingly positive, and we are aggressively ramping production to support the dozens of cloud, enterprise, and supercomputing customers deploying the Instinct accelerators. So here is where AMD is making inroads against Nvidia, trying to take Nvidia's lunch here by ramping up this new product. And it looks like as I've been mentioning, customers are eager to buy AMD's product, not because it's as good as Nvidia, but mainly because of the decrease in risk, mainly because of diversification of the supply chain. They want that other provider to jump up there, to be a rival to Nvidia, to give these clients negotiating power, to have another option just in case Nvidia cannot meet the soaring demand for AI chips. And so they're willing to give AMD a chance, even if AMD can't give as competitive pricing or as innovative a product. They're still willing to give AMD a chance because of those other factors. So AMD has an opportunity here, which it looks like it's very much capitalizing on, executing on the opportunity and not missing out. So kudos to AMD management team for capitalizing on this opportunity, and it looks like they're taking advantage of it, although it's still very early days. So let's see how this goes. Let's see if they can continue this. This is just the very, very beginning stages of the growth in this AI market and the growth in the competition in this AI market, because there's going to be a massive opportunity. And so companies like Nvidia and AMD are going to want to take their fair share. So AMD is very pleased to see how quickly Microsoft was able to bring up GPT-4 on its MI300X in their production environment and roll out Azure private previews of the new MI300 instances aligned with the launch. So already Microsoft is deploying and previewing AMD's chips with its popular GPT-4. Well, of course, it's not Microsoft's, it's OpenAI, but Microsoft is investing in OpenAI and their ChatGPT. So this has been really good news for AMD stock investors, which have been waiting on AMD to really show inroads in this market. And finally, AMD's prior guidance was for data center GPU revenue to be flat-ish from Q4 to Q1 and exceed $2 billion for 2024. But based on the strong customer pull and expanded engagement, they now expect GPU revenue to grow sequentially in the first quarter and exceed $3.5 billion in 2024. They've made significant progress with the supply chain and secured additional capacity to support this upside in demand. So, wow, think about this difference here. They thought they were going to just be around $2 billion in revenue for GPU segment in 2024. Now they're upgrading it almost double to $3.5 billion in 2024. So the progress, the launch of this next gen product, the demand has been so strong that they're already within not even the first month of the year, they're already upgrading the full year outlook from 2 billion to 3.5 billion. So AMD making excellent progress against Nvidia in the GPU AI market. Now, with all that being said, Nvidia is still the leader here. Nvidia still has a huge advantage over AMD. This is just to highlight that AMD is actually taking a step forward and closing the gap, even if it not be all that much just yet. Before I let you go, let me tell you about the greatest deal on YouTube. With just a click of a button, you can get free financial analysis from a professor with decades of investing experience. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon.